Good evening, my friends. How are you? Welcome to another edition of Wednesday Night Live with me, Mike Avery. Here in my home studio tonight. Not much going on. Getting ready for a heat wave. Brian, good evening. Hello, Eric. Craig, always a pleasure, my friend. There we go. Let's get rid of that music. It's good music, but I don't want to hear it anymore. Hello, Jim. Mike, thanks for joining us. Hello, Larry. Jerry checking in from Algonac. Paul, good evening. How are you? My name is Mike Avery. This is another edition of Wednesday Night Live here on my Facebook page, LinkedIn, YouTube, also on X, formerly known as Twitter. Hey, Jeff, nice to have you along with us this evening. Get ready for a heat wave. It's going to be warm tomorrow. What are they talking? Mid-90s tomorrow? Hey, Michelle, how are you? I will see you Friday, where it looks like it's going to be a little cooler in West Branch. Maybe a little bit of rain in the morning, but I think we're going to be fine. In fact, I am confident we are going to be fine. I bet it is hot in Tennessee tonight, Jim, because it's getting hot in Michigan. Hey, Gary, how are you? He said, well, sunny. Thanks for coming Sunday to the Higgins Lake Angler Quest sales event. It was my pleasure. Anything I can do to help out Brad and Angler Quest, I'm all for it. In fact, this Saturday will be the annual Angler Quest Owners Tournament at the Linwood Beach Marina on Saginaw Bay, and I will be there Saturday. I'll be at the golf outing on Friday and the Angler Quest Owners Tourney on Saturday. And Sunday, I'm not doing anything. Maybe play some golf. Bernie, good evening, buddy. How are you? Patrick, always a pleasure. Thanks for joining me on this edition of Wednesday Night Live. As I get ready to work my way into a couple of pretty important events in my world. Hey, Tony, how you doing, buddy? Tony's going fishing tomorrow. TJ, I hope your girlfriend's not watching this, right? Hey, Michelle, we will be up there Thursday night staying at the Lumberjack as well. We being me, my brother-in-law, Uncle Johnny, my brother-in-law, Rick, and my son-in-law, Aditya. We will all be there Thursday night at the Lumberjack getting ready to play in the second annual Mike Avery Outdoors Charity Golf Outing to benefit MUCC's Youth Camp on Friday. Mickey's camping at the Rifle River Campground right now. Stay cool. Yes, we're going to party. Last year's party consisted of me, my brother-in-law, Rick, Justin Tomei of MUCC, and Tyler Mihai of MUCC, sitting out in the gazebo outside the Lumberjack, drinking bourbon and smoking cigars. I can no longer smoke cigars. Okay, you're safe. Well, congrats, TJ. Good luck to you. Otto, good evening. How are you? How are things in Petoskey, right? Petoskey? Yeah, let's hope she doesn't look at the live stream later on, though, TJ. Yeah, I found out this summer that I can actually golf and fish without smoking a cigar. Now, it's not easy. Mike is going to be at the outing along with his friend Jay Widerski of Sturgeon for Tomorrow. I look forward to seeing both of you guys there, and thank you for the support. It's going to be a great event. I'm doing just great. How about you, Mike? Like I said, I'm looking forward to seeing you guys. Looking forward to the event. Hopefully Mother Nature will cooperate. It's going to be a good time. We've got a good turnout, going to raise a lot of money. What more can you ask? Okay, a few things I want to talk about. Number one, and this is following up on a post on my Facebook page out there right now. 2 beavers have shown up on the pond behind our house. It is the last place I would ever expect to find beavers. Number one, I'm in the city. I'm just inside the city limits. It is part of a county drain system. It is a retention pond for the subdivision. So it's not like we're out in the middle of the middle of nowhere. There is some current flowing through there, but overall it's pretty, I don't want to say stagnant, but there's not a lot of movement out there. So I'm surprised to see beavers out there. Though I think it's cool to have beavers out there, I am not excited about the damage they could cause. So when you keep it right, yeah, I wish they scared geese. They don't. I'm going to be keeping a very close eye on those guys out there, because when they start to cause some damage, I have the authority from the guy who owns the pond, the company, to bring in a trapper, and we will live trap them out of there. Going to piss some people off when I do that, but I'm not going to sit here and watch them decimate the pond. Beavers, that's what they do, right? Beavers are beavers. That's what they do. Some of these things are a repeat from this morning. The new state record. Oh, TJ. Where are you, TJ? I do need a beaver trapper. Can you do a live trap, TJ? I did talk to the drain commissioner. That was my very first call. She says that technically they are not part of the county drain system, so she can't spend public money. Even though they're connected to county drains on both ends, she says it's not. TJ, where are you? Are you mid-Michigan? And can you live trap? If you can live trap, you're the guy. Because if I bring in somebody to kill him, I'm going to be in big trouble with the neighbors. Bernie, you golfed 117 holes last week. So how come you're not playing in our golf outing on Friday, Bernie? A folding Rapid River fillet knife. Great place to spend an hour or two, yes. Okay, TJ. All right, TJ, you're my guy. You're my guy. Let's stay in touch, because I think we're going to need you. Because you and I both know, once they get established in there, what's going to happen. They can cause a lot of damage. They can. And I think most of the people around here realize that, but I'm not sure everybody realizes that. So, got to protect my property. State record catfish taken by a bow fisherman. Good for him. Should there be separate categories for bow fishing, underwater spearing, and hook and line? No fall turkey permit application process this year. If you want to hunt fall turkeys, you can buy a tag over the counter, as it should be. Although, as Craig Plowman brought up this morning, if turkey numbers are down, and they are anecdotally, everybody agrees with that, why are we making it easier to get a tag? I'm sure folks would say, the DNR would say, well, because very few people shoot turkeys in the fall. Good evening, Tim. Exactly. And I think I know right where they came in. If there's a huge culvert, probably a 3 foot, maybe a 4 foot, I haven't been over there, culvert, on the other side of the pond that connects county drains. I had seen a beaver about a mile northeast of here a couple of years ago, walking down the road. And I suspect that's that same beaver or part of that same group that wandered through the county drain, the culvert, under the freeway, and made it over here. Mike, so how about the no baiting bears bill? I will get to that shortly, and I will be more than happy to talk about that at length. Good evening, Ed. How are you? Kevin. Good evening, Mike. I have found a lot more stores with Michigan brand jerky and hunter sticks, but I still haven't found any Mike Avery sticks. The Forward Corporation here in town carry the Mike Avery sticks. And so does Jack's. And so does Lalonde's. So I don't know where you're looking, Kevin. Tim says, nice to see your area open to fall turkey. Ogama. It hasn't been in the past, Tim? Nice. I'm happy for you. My crossbow is currently at Jay's Sporting Goods. It is having new cables and a string put on it. Hey Joe, how you doing, buddy? George, nice to have you along with with us. Good evening to you as well. Hello, Ralph. How are you? Thanks for joining me and our other friends here on Wednesday Night Live. Conley's has them as well, Mike says. Dan, good evening from the west side of the state. Also this week, I put a new a hard tonneau cover, a rigid tonneau cover on my truck. I did not want to pay as much as I had to pay. Those are more expensive than I thought. I had a soft tonneau cover on there for the previous 4, 5, maybe 6 vehicles, so I got my money's worth out of it. But it had holes in it and it was letting water in. So I said, okay, I'm going to get a hard-sided tonneau. I went to the Pines over there on 13. They wanted $1,200. More than I wanted to pay. I thought, as long as I'm going to pay a bunch of money, why don't I just go to my friends at Garber? I'll deal with a dealership. I spent that same $1,200 because I used Chevrolet or GM points to knock the price down. So $1,200. That's not cheap, but it's a very nice tonneau, and I think I'm going to have it for years and years. Lalonde's is on your list of places to explore. Jack's used to have them. I haven't been in there in a few months. JT, how you doing, buddy? Thank you again for your donation of a walleye fishing trip for our outing coming up 2 days from tomorrow. Ed says he stopped by Jay's yesterday, would like to go back to a compound if your shoulder lets you. I hope it does. Bonnie says, and no drawing for turkey even in the UP, but decreased bear permits every year up here. Try to keep them out of your camp. Yeah, and tomorrow is going to be brutal, Joe. Tomorrow is going to be absolutely brutal. Mid-90s. What did I get? For the tonneau? If you're asking about that, I don't know. Whatever Garber offered me. And I'm glad I got it. I'm really happy with it. It was a brand I did not recognize, but it's surprisingly thick, surprisingly heavy. Seems to be very well built. Yeah, Mark, don't talk to me about Friday, buddy. My buddy Mark Halston, who is a hardcore golfer, who golfed with us last year at the first annual Mike Avery Outdoors Charity Golf outing, and is not golfing with us this year. And he has the gall, he has the nerve to say good luck on Friday. Just busting your chops, Mark. Thank you. We will have fun, but we will miss you, and we will hope to see you there next year. Let me ask you this, my friends. I got a pretty good poll right here. Last year's event was on a Monday. This year, I thought, let's move it to Friday. It makes more sense to have it on a Friday. But several of the golfers, including Mark, could not golf with us on a Friday because Friday interferes with a lot of weekend activities. So, should we put it back to Monday? Would you be more likely to play golf with us? Would it be easier for you to be involved if it's on a Monday? Mike's going after some does soon. Dave, good evening. How are you? Is Monday a better day for a golf outing? I thought Friday was the sweet spot. I thought it would be perfect. But a lot of people, including like my friend Emil Rousseau of the Lumberjack, said, Mike, I can't, not Thursday. Can't be Thursday. It's got to be a Monday or a Friday. Well, it could be a Thursday, but I don't want to do this. It's either going to be Monday or Friday. So which is it? Monday or Friday? Thursday might work, but I'm not even opening that door. Monday or Friday? Because I'm being extremely selfish. That's what works for me. So that's what's going to work. Golf. We're talking about golf right now. If for some reason you did not know that I'm having a golf outing on Friday, if you've been living under a rock or you've been extremely busy and you did not know, I think you could still go right here tonight and sign up. But I wouldn't wait any longer. I mean, you listen, If you're going to do this, tell me right now you're going to do it, and I'll get a hold of Steve and say, hey, hold off, because he's locking things in right now. mucc.org/golf. Steve, how are you? How's the fishing been, Steve? Steve is a brother of mine from Trinity Monitor Lutheran Church, an elder there, and an excellent hardcore angler. Steve goes out and catches limits of fish almost every time. Just a coincidence I can't this year. Mark, what do they say about coincidences? That there are none. Facebook likes this for whatever reason. I think we're going to have okay weather, Dave. I appreciate the well wishes. It looks like it's going to be a little cooler than Thursday. Thank you, Lord. It looks like maybe a little bit of rain, scattered rain in the morning, but I think we'll be fine. TJ said, if I did golf, I like Fridays. TJ, if you don't golf, it doesn't matter. I mean, you're going to be my beaver trapping guy, but as far as golf, it doesn't matter. Monday or Friday? Monday or Friday? See, I thought Friday was the day too, TJ. I thought Friday people would go, oh my gosh, that's easy for me. But Fridays, I'm finding out it's harder for people to commit to a Friday because Friday is associated with and tied to the weekend. And it looks like Friday is interfering with weekend events and activities. And Monday does not, apparently. Okay, for you, Mike Critchfield. By now, everybody has heard about the downstate Michigan politician, and he's not a state rep, he's a U.S. congressman, who introduced a bill in the United States Congress any day of the week, Mark. Mike says, Avery or the grandkids? You lose. Any day of the week. Grandkids win. God, family, country. Avery's down at the bottom. I get it, buddy. Oh, my goodness. Roger Graham had the honor to meet Johnny Bowler on the road. He is a great guy. Uncle Johnny. I will see you, Uncle Johnny, tomorrow night in West Branch, where we will have an adult beverage at the Lumberjack. No cigars for me, but I'm okay with that. Paul, good evening, buddy. How are you? I think Paul will see you tomorrow, Friday as well. Okay. A downstate Michigan congressman introduced a bill in the United States Congress that would ban baiting of bears on federal land. Now, I thought I knew where this was going, but I thought, before I'm too hard on the guy, maybe he's just ignorant to the issue, and he's really trying to do the right thing, right? It's not going anywhere, John. It's not. It's not going to go through. But that's not the point, right? This bill will not go through, but that's not the point. The point is it was introduced in the United States Congress to ban baiting of bears on federal lands. That's the point. That's the bigger issue. And again, I was asking myself, I thought, okay, Avery, I'm going to be uncharacteristically easy on the guy. Maybe he's a good guy who's just ignorant and did the wrong thing. Doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like it. Because in the news release that his own office sent out, there is a quote from Wayne Pacelli. Recognize the name Wayne Pacelli? Head guy at the Humane Society of the United States for so many years, a blatant and open anti-hunting zealot. I had Amy Trotter, executive director of MUCC, on the show for this week, and I asked her that question. I said, is this guy just a happy idiot, or is he a nefarious anti-hunter? Hardcore anti-hunter. She said he's a hardcore anti-hunter. So, It's not going to pass. It is absurd. And it is a blatant attempt by anti hunters. It's not going to pass. But in the United States Senate, there is a bill, Senate, the United States Congress, the House, there is a bill right now that was, it doesn't matter. I mean, I don't care if the guy was born in India. If he's born in India and came to this country and he's a good guy, I will embrace him. Bear, not beer. Did I say beer again? I said that this morning. He's trying to make it appears, Joe, he's trying to make a name for himself. And how do you make a name for yourself when you're not tied into any group? You look around, you say, who's got the most money, who has a lot of political clout, and who will embrace my idiotic ideas? Oh, the anti-hunters will. And that's what this guy did, apparently. I asked Amy Trotter that same question, Tim. She said, not yet. We're not going to unleash the hounds on him yet because it doesn't look like it's going to go through. She said, we will save our resources for bills and activities that can get some legs. She said, I don't think this is going to get some legs, but she did agree with me. And I'm telling you right now, this is why we need groups like MUCC and other pro-conservation groups to keep an eye on crap like this. Jim, he has bigger issues he should be addressing. Micromanaging bear hunting should be way down on the list of things the feds should be doing. Amen, brother. Baiting for bears is a biologically sound activity, and it helps us control our state's bear population by harvesting bears. If we could not bait bears in Michigan, all bear hunting would be reduced to hunting with hounds, which I have no problem with, or spot and stalk or still hunting, whatever you want to call it. The houndsman would take some bear. The people still hunting and spot and stalking would take a minimal amount of animals. And our bear management plans would be thrown in turmoil because we would not be allowed to use one of the most important tools the DNR has, and we have hunters have for managing the bear population, and that is bait. So this guy, I'm not going to say he's an idiot, because I can't say he's an idiot. But I can say that he is grossly uneducated on this issue. I believe he's probably grandstanding. I believe he is pandering to the anti-hunting groups as a way of trying to make a name for himself and raise funds. Any scientific evidence for this proposal? Absolutely none. Probably Bernie. Yeah, MUCC is on its game with these people. You're welcome, Mike. And Amy Trotter, again, Amy is on the show this week. She is in hour number 2, this third segment. And you guys know Amy. You guys and gals know Amy. She's the real deal. I already talked to her. Too late. I mean, any update on the year-round coyote season? It'll come back. My spidey sense and my people in Lansing, I think it'll come back. Baiting or dogs both give the hunter a chance to get a good look at it. Yes. Hey, Gus. Hey, Angie. How are you? Thank you for the Pizza Sam's in Midland donation to our raffle for Friday's event. I was looking at one of those hoodies and I thought, if I didn't already have one, I'd grab one of these. Not really, but they're very nice. Thank you. Dave says he is an idiot. Stop. I hate to. Oh, here's the line that I look at. I don't want to personally attack someone because it's just me. It's just my thoughts on the issue. So to personally attack someone is probably crossing the line. And then I look at it from the other perspective. Well, if this guy is trying to attack my way of life, my history and tradition, the history and tradition of hunting here in Michigan, and the history and tradition of hunting as an Avery family, then maybe I shouldn't pull any punches. You're right, Mark. And I'm surprised he didn't go after hound hunting first. Mark says he'll go after hound hunters next when this fails. I agree, and I'm actually surprised he didn't go after hound hunting first, because that's the weakest link, in my opinion, of bear hunting in Michigan. It's not using bait; it's using dogs. Paul says, well, he is from Wayne County, and he introduced articles of impeachment on Trump in the last couple of months. He's an idiot. Sorry, that's what Paul says. Paul's words, not mine. Jerry checking in from the Adirondacks, where I'm sure it's a little bit warm. Just like baiting deer. Okay, along this line, I had Chad Stewart of the DNR, who is the big game specialist for the DNR. He has been the deer management person, the number one person for the last couple of years, although we now have two new people. Ashley Ottenreith has been hired as a deer biologist. She works out of the Gaylord office. I've talked with her a couple of times. And now, most recently, they have rehired Dr. Brent Rudolph to work on the Michigan deer herd management process. Brent was formerly a DNR biologist for many years. Well, he's been rehired and he's back. So we'll see how this all works out. But Chad has been the main guy. He's been the spokesperson. He's been the go-to guy. So he's the guy I talk to. So I asked him about any changes for deer hunting this fall. Really, not really. Not really. One change that's not a change, the youth hunt and the independence hunt, youth and liberty hunts will be antlered hunts again this year, but they were last year. So that was supposed to change and it didn't, so it's not really a change. I bring up Chad as a way of getting into the radio show rundown, but also I asked to talk about baiting. Dennis is asking about baiting. Is it just like asking deer? I said, Chad, CWD. We've had it for a while now. It hasn't decimated the deer herd. As a follow-up, Chad, you want Michigan hunters to kill more deer. Why don't you give us one of the major tools that will allow us to harvest more deer, and that is baiting for whitetails? And I said, my personal example, on our lease property, we have food plots. The deer will sometimes come into those food plots. In fact, I killed a nice doe in one of those food plots last fall. But once the neighbors start to bait, all the deer leave our property. Let us bait for whitetails. If you want us to kill more deer, give us one of the tools. And he said, I hear what you're saying. He said, but it's been proven that congregating deer does help spread CWD. We can't control agricultural fields. We can't control food plots, but we can control baiting, so we don't want to allow baiting. He says also, he said, statistics have shown that hunters who use bait do not harvest more deer statistically than those who do not. Ruminate on that one for a minute. More dogs to ruin a bow hunter's hunt. No thanks. Hey, Bill Hoffman, how you doing? Didn't the judge side with a no coyote season all year long? Yes. Yes. I'm just saying it's not over yet. Oh, I didn't know this guy ran for Michigan governor. Thank you, Bob. Good evening, James. How are you? Hey, Corey, how are things going in the UP? TJ says, I agree with you on the dog runners being the weakest link. John, he has no issues with hounds and dogs. Will not go into it on here, but Google him along with the word dog. What's his name? Sharif? I will do this later. I will. Yeah, you guys are saying idiot. Well, yeah, I'm not a fan of Whitmer. I don't want to get too political, but I think she's an idiot. Let's move on. I don't want to... I hear you, TJ. Hey, Lee, how are you? Sari Thanadar. Oh, I do recognize that name now. I have to do this now. Oh, Sarith Anadar abandoned animals at a testing lab. Interesting. Interesting. Thank you, Paul. Thank you. Let's move on though, because this is going to make me way too frustrated, and it's going to make you frustrated. And let's not do this tonight, okay? I think we all know that that this is a goofy bill. It's unfortunate that it was introduced. It probably won't pass, but the fact that it was introduced should keep us on our guard that if we don't continue to be active, get involved, and support our pro-conservation groups, that sooner or later the antis will chip away and the goofy politicians will chip away, and we will lose the things that we hold very dearly. So let's just leave it at that. Okay. I had hoped. I can't tell you how high my hopes were that tonight, when I held up this knife, I would be holding up a different knife. Oh, I know. I know. I'm keeping a very close eye on those beavers. It's so cool to have them back there. I walked right up on one last night, 30 yards from him, shot pictures, shot video. It was really cool. Very cool. But I'm keeping a close eye on them because they do have the potential to cause a lot of damage. And I, for one, am not going to sit here as a property owner adjacent on that pond and watch them start to do damage when I have the authority, the approval from the landowner that once we start to see damage to bring in somebody, TJ, and live trap those animals out of here and move them somewhere else. I will not hesitate. No, Ed. I don't think I think I fished the skinny water a couple times this year, and that was it because it was too weeded up. Now, normally my skinny water is something that I go to earlier in the season because it's a honey hole. This year, I got the new Angler Quest late, and it's worth it because it's a magnificent boat. But my season this year is extraordinarily short. I'm not fishing this week because of the golf outing. I may sneak out one day next week. But after that, I'm getting ready for my Ontario bear hunt. And then I'm pretty much done. But no, not skinny water. We did very, very well about 6 miles offshore, 7, in some structure, 12 feet of water, 12 to 14, and the spot was loaded with fish. So yeah, we did very well in there, but I'm just about done. It is not the new knife. Art, here's the story I was starting to tell. Chris Durson of Rapid River has completed what we believe will be the final Mike Avery signature knife, the final prototype. This is not it. Chris did a red acrylic and burl maple handle. He engraved my signature on the knife, and he shipped it off to me for final approval. And it was supposed to be here Monday. Didn't get here. I texted Chris. I called Chris and said, what's up? He said, man, I don't know. I sent it. So now we're both starting to get nervous because I've had a Rapid River knife sent to me in the past that was stolen while it was in the mail system. Now keep in mind, when Rapid River sends out something, the label says Rapid River Knives. Chris said, yeah, I think probably he's going to change his shipping label and just put RRK on there and not put Rapid River Knives because it's a target for thieves. So anyway, my prototype knife did not get stolen in the mail. It was sent out needing a signature from me, and because they didn't get a signature from me, they turned around and sent it back to Rapid River. I never saw it. I never got a notification it was delivered. I checked the mailbox. I checked the post office every day, never saw it. They just turned around and sent it back. So I'm not happy with the mail right now. The good news is it was going to be sent out tonight, priority overnight to me, and I should have it tomorrow morning. If so, I will bring it to the golf outing on Friday. The plan is, once I see this thing, Chris and I both agree that I will give him the go-ahead to start production. We will start, if everything goes according to plan, we will start taking pre-orders on the knife next week. Now listen to what I'm saying here, though. It will not be delivered until the first week of September. Okay? We're going to start taking pre-orders next week, which is going to be basically August, but the knife will not be delivered until the first week of September. So more news on that. My heart is broken. I had every intention of sitting here tonight and showing off the prototype knife, but there was a problem with shipping and it did not make it to me in time. I hope to have it Friday for those of you at the golf outing, and you can oogle it and ogle it and touch it there. Sean says, on a good note, sturgeon are biting. How cool is that? Doug Ward of Express Charters. Hey, Cap, can't wait to golf on Friday. I can't wait to see you there. Doug also, one of the good guys, he donated a charter trip with us to raise money for the outing, which is raising money for MUCC's youth camp. I will see you there. Doug is golfing with our mutual friend, Craig Plowman. He is also fishing the Angler Quest tourney on Saturday. I told you, this is a big weekend. The golf outing Friday that I, of course, am part of, I will be playing in that golf outing and doing a lot of PR work. And then the Angler Quest Owners Tourney on Saturday. I am not fishing in the Angler Quest Owners Tourney, but I am emceeing the event. You are so correct on relocating the beavers. Yeah, I won't hesitate. I mean, it might make somebody around here mad, but I'm not going to sit here and watch them destroy, cutting down trees and stuff and blocking off the pond. It's not going to happen. And okay. Steve, good evening. Checking in at Andy's. Been one of those days, huh? I've actually had a very good day, but when we get done, and this is not my usual mug, this is an old Angler Quest, QWEST, I will be putting a generous shot of Makers in here and some Crystal Light. Glad to have you along, Eric. Johnny says he wants one. Johnny, I don't know, man. The knives are going to sell for $225, so it's not going to be a cheap knife. But they are going to be a limited edition knife, and proceeds will go to the Outdoor Driven group, which, by the way, Andrew Cumtus and the group from Outdoor Driven are now golfing in our outing on Friday. TJ says 1 month to wait for an awesome knife. That's not bad at all. Paul says he wants one. The price is going to be $225. Perfect timing, just in time for Johnny to gut your bear. Michelle, do not expect that Johnny Bowler, the Bear Whisperer, is going to gut your bear. Don't wait for it. Don't hold your breath. As you know, I hunted with Johnny last year. And in a one-night hunt, Johnny Bowler, the Bear Whisperer, God bless him, got me a bear. Very nice bear. I shot it with my 350 Legend, a suppressed 350 Legend. Bear rolls off to the bottom of the hill. I hear a death moan. I know the bear's dead. I wander up to the bait. I go to the bottom of the hill. There's my bear. I'm looking around. There's no Johnny. Johnny wasn't there. We called another hunter who was hunting the same property. Well, I didn't. I waited till dark. The hunter comes over. We go there. We drag my bear up the hill. And we're two old guys, right? We drag my bear up the hill, looking around. There's no Johnny. Load the bear into the back of the four-wheeler, or the quad, the side-by-side. Get halfway into town. Find a secluded spot. Take the bear off the side-by-side. I use this knife right here, this Rapid River knife right here, to gut the bear. There's no Johnny Bowler. So, Michelle, I say that as a way just to let you know you might have to be using your own knife to gut your own bear. And for that reason, I did not pay Johnny the full $10,000 fee that he usually charges. I paid him $9,000 because I figured, hey, if I got to drag that bear up a hill and gut it myself, that's $1,000 right there. Oh, Barth, we're going to see you tomorrow. Oh, excellent. I look forward to that. How many will be made, Cliff? As many as people want. Because, again, it's a fundraiser. We're raising funds for Outdoor Driven, a group formed to get first responders and veterans in the outdoors. Johnny says, I don't care how much they are. I want one. They're going to be $225. And a significant, well, and there are no proceeds, right? I don't make a dime on this. And Chris doesn't make any money on this. I think he covers his production costs, but he doesn't make any money. All the proceeds go to Outdoor Driven. So you will not be able to use the Avery 15 promo code. It's going to be full price. Everybody's going to pay $1.25. That's what I'm going to pay too. Verner's and Jim Beam is pretty good if you haven't tried it. That sounds good. All right, Jim. Yeah, good luck. We're going to have fun on Friday. I will, Roger. When I get that knife in my hands, I will blow it up. I will make a big deal out of it. I won't post anything until after the golf outing. Right now, the golf outing is the number one concern. But once I get that in my hands, I will blow it up. You will see video. You will see pictures. I will post a link to the Rapid River Knife Works website where you can do an early order on it. Just keep in mind, it will not be shipped until the first week in September. Michelle says she doesn't need Johnny. She's got a husband. I can't argue with that. Johnny showed up after I had it in town. Johnny says, I'll be sitting with her. Oh, Johnny, I see how this works. You are going to be sitting with Michelle. I, on the other hand, am out there in the middle of the UP, the wilderness, to fend for myself with the wolves and the coyotes and all the other predators and the bears, and you set me out there by myself? Who knows what could have happened? Aditya, how are you checking in from the air? Aditya will be in West Branch with us tomorrow night and golfing with us on Friday. I'm looking forward to it, buddy. I believe so, Doug. In fact, I'm quite sure. Normally what happens is Rapid River puts their logo on there, right? And then they put the person's name on the other side. So I suspect on these knives, I don't know how it's going to be because I haven't seen it yet, but my signature is engraved on here somewhere, and I'm sure there will be room to put somebody's name on the other side. Okay, before I run out of time, who's on the radio show this week? Chad Stewart talking about the upcoming deer season. He was practicing his whispering at Andy's. Johnny, it doesn't matter. Did your daughter pay you to hunt? Did your daughter pay you $9,000 to hunt like I did, Johnny? You should have been sitting with me. I know, he put me 75 yards away. I'm used to sitting 15 yards from a bear bait. Anyway, Johnny, you know I'm just busting your chops, right? Everybody, I'm just busting Johnny's chops, okay? This is all in jest. This is not for real. Coming up on this week's Outdoor Magazine radio show, Chad Stewart talking about the upcoming deer season. Hour number 2, Chris Craner on summertime, nighttime coyote hunting. Then Amy Trotter of MUCC talks about the idiotic, ignorant bill in Congress to ban baiting for bear on federal lands. Then this week's Ask Avery question talks about the new state record catfish. Should we have separate categories for bow fishing, underwater spearing, and hook and line? And takes it one step further, does it matter? And no, we shouldn't we shouldn't fight about this. And I wasn't fighting. I was just honestly raising a question. Then in hour number 3, Captain Paul Schlafly talks about fishing for king salmon during the month of August. It's as good as it gets, my friends. And wild game chef Dixie Dave Miner has a catfish recipe. And I don't have time to go into the story, except to say, I got to start this.
Oh, my Avery, master of the wild, your stories and laughter keep us beguiled.
Except to say, the last crew that I had out there, we caught catfish and they kept them because they loved them. I thought I was going to go through my entire life and never clean a catfish. But because I didn't want to be a stick in the mud, I stood side by side with my first mate and good friend Doug Cook, who was with me that day, and I cleaned a catfish. I almost threw up, and if I never clean another catfish my entire life, I'll be okay with that. The crew loved them. They said they were great. My name is Mike Avery. This is Wednesday Night Live. My website, MikeAveryOutdoors.com. My email address, Mike@MikeAveryOutdoors.com. We'll see you Friday, and we'll see you Saturday. Have a good night, my friend.